Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Jones from the library. Today I'm going to show you how to get into McInVIA so that you can access one of the Gale databases that we're recommending for this assignment. So you'll notice the first place I'm starting out is the Cedar Ridge website. And from here I'm going to click on Library in the upper right. And then I want to direct your attention to the top. We have some tabs here. If you click on the tab that says Research Resources, you're going to get a couple of different sites that might help you during the research process. But I want to point this out to you. I'm sorry, just the McInVIA directions right here. We're going to be using McInVIA to get into Gale. So I like to point out this page on our library site to remind students of how to log in. If you haven't used McInVIA in a while, sometimes you forget what exactly you need to use to get logged in, and here's that direction for you. You're just going to be using your student number without the S. So you can go ahead and click on McInVIA and go in. The other thing you can do, which I usually do, is just type in McInVIA.com in that URL bar. It's going to send you to this page either way. And if it's your first time using it in a while, you may have to reestablish what location you're at. So go ahead and type in Cedar Ridge High School for the location and make sure you choose the one in Round Rock. There is another one on there. And then your user ID and your password are the same. You're going to be typing in your student number, and you're not going to use the S. Okay, so your student number in both boxes, exactly the same, and then go ahead and hit login. And I'm just using a dummy account right now to show you what it looks like. This is our McInVIA landing page, and it shoots you into everything. Okay, so it's giving you fiction books, nonfiction books, articles from databases, and you can narrow it down right here on the left. We're going to be doing research today, so we want to restrict it to bring only databases into our search. So you click on databases, and then you'll see at the top we've got 43 of them. So they're alphabetized. They're alphabetized by the title of each database, and the one I want you to do starts with an S. So I want you to go ahead and scroll down all the way to the bottom. And when you get there, you're still only in the L's. So go ahead and hit Load More. Keep going until you find Student Resources in Context by a company called Gale. You'll see I've already favorited this so that I remember the librarian recommended it to me, and I can, out of the 43, I'll remember that this is one that I was instructed to use for a research assignment, and I'm already familiar with it. You don't have to favorite it if you don't want to. But we're going to go ahead and hit Open Now and go into this database. I'm choosing this one for you today because it covers all different topics. It's not just a science database. It's not just a literature or a history. It has all different topics included in it. So I'm going to hit Open Now, and this is what it looks like. You'll see they have a few scrolling highlighted topics that are important or relevant to something that's happening right now. And then underneath, you've got some different categories of topics or subjects that you can click on to explore. So if you haven't decided on a topic, this is a good place to come to because you can sort of browse and let the database and let this thing come up with ideas for you. And maybe it will spur something that is interesting. Like if I click on social issues, it's highlighting the top 3 that are popular. And this one, it says, is new. But I can click on social issues as a general topic, and you'll see I'm going to get 147 other subtopics that I can look at, which is kind of cool. So let's say, for the sake of just example, I am going to go back. Instead of choosing a topic here, I want to just type it in. We'll look at how to do an advanced search in a little bit, but I'm just going to show you what happens if I want to find out more about Uganda, because I heard that there is an important election happening and it's highly contested. So I want to kind of find out what's going on in that country. I'm just going to type in Uganda. And you'll see I could have chosen other things to do with Uganda, but for now I'm just sticking with the country itself because maybe I need to learn more about it in general before I start understanding what's happening with the election. Any topic that you type in when you land on a page, it will probably have an overview like this. And so it will give you some basic background knowledge on whatever you typed in. If you don't understand what Uganda is, clearly once you read about it here, you're understanding, oh, it's a country, it's in Africa, and these are the languages spoken. So it's just very basic background knowledge. That's why they're calling it an overview. Underneath there, that's where you get to the real meat of the information on Uganda. And it's sorting it for you. Reference articles, biographies, which means these are going to be nonfiction, true stories about people's lives that are Ugandan people's lives, famous Ugandans. There's 2 of those. We have 374 magazine articles, 11 images, news articles, academic journals, audio files, lots of different types of sources that you can use for your assignment. And I'll remind you, if you click on images, because you're doing a visual presentation, or even if you're doing a paper and you want to include an image, you do need to cite it. So let's say I want to include this as part of my visual presentation about Uganda. If I click on this and copy it into my PowerPoint or whatever I'm using, I do have to include this citation down at the bottom to give credit to where I got it from, because I didn't draw this myself. I didn't come up with it on my own. This came from a database, and it came from the Worldmark Encyclopedia of the Nations. So I have to give credit to that. Okay, so let me go back one more. Oops. All right, I'm not using my breadcrumbs. Okay, so we're back on the page with the different types of sources. And you'll see we have 2 biographies here about different people. Reference articles are going to be encyclopedia articles probably. They're going to be just like the overview I showed you at the top, very basic background information. There are a couple of videos here. It says that there's 5. It's only going to give you a preview of a couple. But let's just look right here. We have 243 news articles. I'm going to go ahead and open up the news category so I can see all 243 of these. Now this is interesting because this first one, I can tell from reading the title, Discovery of Dwarf Giraffes, that has nothing to do with the election. So I'm just going to skip over that one. And I'm going to go to this next one, which is definitely about the election. But look, what's even cooler is that it was published just a few days ago on January 8th. Today's the 14th, so it's a very recent article. This is going to help me understand more about what's going on because it's current. So I'm going to open up the article like this, and you'll see there it tells you who the authors are, the date it was published, and what newspaper or a news wire it was posted in. And it was published in the Washington Post. Here's the article itself. So when I'm done reading it, I probably want to, include a direct quote or summarize what I read in my own words. That would be a paraphrase. Just like the image, I didn't come up with this information. I read it and I'm using it in my papers, so I need to give credit. And that's how I do it, using the citation at the bottom. Now, most of you, if you're in the field of science and technology, you don't want to use the MLA style. So I want to make sure I point out to you, make sure you click right here on APA. That is the one your teacher is probably recommending if you're in the field of science. So all you have to do is switch it. It will always default to MLA. Just click on APA and it reformats it. It just makes things look a little different. But the author name and the date, everything important is still there. It's just a different style. So you would just copy and paste this into your notes page or your bibliography, or both. Okay. The other thing I like to do is, email articles to myself. If I don't get to read the whole thing because I'm running out of time, you can click the send to link right here. Or you can log in to Google right up here in the corner in the upper right, and you can save it to your Google Drive. And I recommend doing that. If you stumble upon an article that is really cool and you just don't have time to dig real deep through it and take all your notes right now, go ahead and log into your Google Drive or send it to yourself so that you'll always have a copy of it and you'll be able to come back to it later. When it does save it to your Google Drive or email it, it's going to include the most important piece, which is the citation down there. That's really important for you when you're doing research, and it will be included once you export it to yourself. Okay, so now let's go back. This was our results page. We were looking at news articles. I do want to show you this drop-down menu right here. If you really want a current article and you want to make sure of that, you can resort it from relevance. You can choose newest. And once you do that, it's resorting everything by the date it was published. So you'll see these two are still very current. That one in giraffes is still up there. But we've got some other ones, November 21, June 2nd of last year. They're getting older as we go down the page, okay? But that's helpful for me because if you are in science and technology, if you're researching something in a field that changes a lot, you don't want to accidentally find a great article that was published in 2008. I mean, that might be kind of embarrassing. So make sure you check the date on things, okay? All right, I did want to show you, speaking of this random giraffe thing, that's not what I was looking for, but the computer didn't know that. I want to show you the advanced search feature. So I'm going to click right here. And let's say I did want to learn about Uganda's election, and I knew that going in. Instead of just typing in Uganda, I could have gone here to the advanced search and typed in Uganda, but then added a second term, the word election. And I'm going to keep it on keyword because that's going to give me the most results. This is telling the computer to search for the words Uganda and election. That means if it doesn't have both of those search terms, it's not going to be retrieved. Okay, that's what and does. It narrows your search. It gives you fewer results. And is really helpful to use if you're getting thousands and thousands of results and you're getting completely overwhelmed. Go back, do an advanced search, and put another term in and use the word and. You can restrict it further if you're looking for something specifically. You could change it to the subject of Uganda or keyword Uganda, subject election. You can do that and see what happens. I'm going to keep it on keyword for right now just to show you what using a second term does. All right, now look at our results. We've gone down to one biography. We're still pretty high up in news articles, but we're dropped off. We don't have any images anymore, and that's okay. You know, maybe I don't need them, or maybe I don't need exact images of an election in Uganda. But here we have an article, biography about Benjamin Netanyahu. We have one video about an election day. This was back in 2011, though, so I need to note that. We have some audio files. These would be probably radio shows that were recorded. This one, if you open it, you can see the transcript of it. Okay, it just means that a transcript is just everything that was spoken in the interview typed out. And you'll see you can listen to it here at the bottom. You still have the citation. So it's really nice that you can get all different types of sources. You don't just have to have news articles. You can have radio shows, radio interviews. You can have videos that were taken. And here's our news articles again. I'm going to go ahead and open up all of them. I believe last time it was 243, so now we're down to 241 because we added in that second term of election. Okay, it took out the giraffe article. And here we go, though, at the top. Remember, it's defaulting to sort by relevance. So this article has a lot to do with Uganda, and it has a lot to do with elections, but it's not helpful to me because it's not telling me about the current election. I'm guessing by the date this is old news. So I'm going to resort it by newest, and we should see some really good articles. Oh, January 14th, that was just published today. Uganda blocks Facebook 2 days before the election. We have one from the CNN Wire, the Washington Post. These are news sources. Some of them are in print and some of them are online, but they're all going to be credible. You didn't just do a Google search to find some random news site. You went through a database through your library, which is only going to retrieve quality information. Okay. So here's the article, and you're familiar with this already. And just remember to change it to APA. So I hope I've showed you a couple things about this. Please feel free to email us in the library if you need some help. And good luck on your research.